Do you grow your potatoes like this or like this? If you have one of these and some of these, you could be growing yourself potatoes to last you all year round. In today's video, I shall be telling you the 4 key potato sowing dates. Hello and welcome back to the No Dig Norfolk Gardener. My name's Barry and we look to grow our vegetables all year round using the no dig method. Most people treat growing potatoes like a ritual. They wait until their last frost date, throw everything in the ground at once and hope for the best. The problem with that is that you have to plant many potatoes all on the same day. And you'll have gluts of potatoes between July and September. But by Christmas, you'll be back in the shops again. We don't do that tradition here. We run things more like a supply chain because the one thing that we do want is the freshest of potatoes whenever we go to harvest them. We have fresh potato harvests all through the year because we ignore tradition and we follow our specific planting dates. But before I give you the dates, it's confession time. Let me know in the comments, how tempted are you to not follow a particular system of growing your potatoes and being tempted by those lovely washed and ready potatoes that you find in the supermarkets? And if you don't particularly grow potatoes, what other vegetable do you sometimes have to resort to buying? Let's get into the first planting date. This is the one that most people are concerned about. It happens to be today. This is the first week in February. To be able to follow these dates, as I said at the beginning, you're going to need an undercover structure like this polytunnel or a greenhouse. And you're going to need 30-litre container. Why the container? Well, if you're new to growing potatoes, they are not very frost hardy. And if the frost catches any of the new growth that's popping up, at best it will set it back, and at worst it will kill the plant. So by having an undercover growing space and containers, particularly ones with handles like this, it enables you to be able to move these about. Early on in the season, they will be in here, growing away. But as we get towards the end of March, beginning of April, we shall start to move them outside. But just because our last frost date here is mid-April, we could still see a frost in May. And when you want to move a few containers, it's really handy to have them with these handles to move them nice and quickly. There's a link in our shop to where we got these containers from. This planting is strictly for first and second early potatoes only, not for main crop. And you want to fill these containers about 1/3 full with your growing medium. Potatoes can be quite hungry, so I always like to add some feed to it. This happens to be bloodfish and bone, and I just put a bit in there. It's an organic fertilizer. For the rest of our plots, we don't add anything else. Everything is just grown using the compost mulch that we put on top. But when it comes to potatoes in containers, they can't access the nutrients that are in our outdoor plots. So we need to try and make sure that there's enough food in there so that we get the typical harvests that we want. This is a variety called Swift, and we received these at the beginning of January. You can see they're chitting away really quite nicely. It doesn't take long until they form their shoots. And then what you want to be doing is to add 2 potatoes at this point to your container. And I'm going to be using the handles as a guide. And then we add some more compost and you fill it about another 1/3 full. Now, the reason why we can get away with planting 4 tubers in here is that first early potatoes only grow their potatoes at the bottom of the plant on the roots, whereas your main crop potatoes, they can send their roots off the stem as they're buried and give you more potatoes. That's why you get a larger yield with main crop potatoes compared to first and second earlies. We know that we planted the 2 potatoes where their handles were. So this time we're going to plant them on the opposite sides. The chits should always be facing upwards. Although they will grow if they have to come from underneath, they will take so much longer to come through because they've got to come from the bottom of your potato and then find their way up through your soil. So always try to plant them with your chits uppermost. And while we're talking about chitting, is it necessary? It is not necessary to chit potatoes. Not at all. But I always do. And if anybody asked me, I would always advise you to chit your potatoes. Why not? They're going to give you a head start on the growing because you can see there's already green shoots that have protruded from this seeded potato. So they're already a week or 2 ahead of the game. And that's the main reason why we do chit potatoes. We can get the harvest just that little bit earlier. And then we cover these over with some more compost to within about 1 inch or 2 of the top. And I shall put a layer of straw over the top. This will help to keep the moisture in when we water them. Your biggest enemy when growing potatoes in containers is keeping up with the watering. So you may say, why should we plant these during the month of February? Well, it means, myself and Mrs. W, we shall have fresh new potatoes to eat from April. If we wait until March, mid-March, when we normally plant our potatoes, then it would be April, May, June before we see a harvest. This is the beginning of February. So February, March, April, swift, typically 12 weeks to a harvest. And we still have some lovely new potatoes much earlier. Next, it's the main event. For us, that is mid-March, when we plant the majority of our potatoes. It's also the time, if you're only making 1 planting in the year, that you will plant your potatoes. Don't listen to these people that say first earlies mid-March, second earlies mid-April, main crop end of April. If you're making the 1 planting, plant them all at the same time. It helps so much more with blight. Why does it help? The only difference between first, second and main crop potatoes is the length of time that they take to produce their harvest. First earlies typically 10 to 12 weeks. Second earlies 14 to 16 weeks. Main crop 20 weeks plus. It's the only difference between them. If you actually plant your main crop potatoes at the same time that you plant all your other potatoes, you're just bringing that harvest date forward, which decreases your chances of getting late blight. Why mid-March for us? Well, we're about 4 weeks or so away from our last frost date. And by the time those shoots break through, we should not be seeing any more frosts, or at the very least, they should be very far and few between. For our main crop varieties, I'm actually growing some Maris Piper and also some Stemia. We haven't grown those before, but I think we actually bought some to try them, didn't we?
We did, yes.
And we're going to give those a try. They look really good potatoes, and apparently they're supposed to be good in containers. But the next sowing date will be April. And in April, that's when I plant our Sapo Mira potatoes. Now, when you want to be self-sufficient, Sapo Mira are a great potato to grow. You need to grow a few of them. These are the most blight-resistant variety of potatoes that you can buy. And so you don't have to worry too much unless it's a really severe attack. They also store really well. These were planted last April, and I'm about to harvest them for our dinner today. Look at those, look. Look at those babies. Absolutely gorgeous. For the last date, you have a choice. You could be planting potatoes again anytime from August through to September. It's going to be September. It wants to be early September. And if I look at these, because Mrs. W is very good at recording things, these are some Maris pear that were actually sowed on the 16th of the 8th. So these were sown in August. Why would you want to make that sowing for? Well, if you can successfully get your potatoes growing and growing well, you'll have potatoes right here and now. This is the first week in February, and all of those containers that we planted back in August, we've been enjoying those since December.
We have. They're lovely.
They're mixed in with our main crop potatoes that we still have in storage, and so therefore we have potatoes to eat now until the very first ones that you saw me plant at the beginning of this video are ready in April. Once again, for an August-September sowing, you're going to need an undercover structure. You're going to need containers. These can be started off and start their growing in August outside. That's not a problem. But they will eventually need to come indoors. The frosts will come here in the UK, and for us, it's around about early November when the frosts come. So what can you expect? Well, let's have a look, Mrs. W.
Looking good.
Nice, fresh, new potatoes.
And we just planted 2 seed potatoes in these buckets in August last year, didn't we?
On this occasion, yeah, we only planted 2 in there. But you could, same as at the start of the season, you could put 4 in there. We didn't have enough. We didn't save enough. So that's all we had to do. But that comes back to planning. And this year will ensure we've got enough that we can plant 4 per container. And that has closed the loop. You have fresh potatoes to harvest now all year round. You probably noticed that we're harvesting our potatoes straight from the containers. Yes, that's exactly what we do these days. We don't worry about putting them in sacks. Putting them in sacks is a great way of storing them, and that's fine if that's the method you use, and it's the only method you can use. But I do find that they're not particularly fresh potatoes. The skins will have gone a bit wrinkly, and have lost a little bit of moisture. But in these containers, as you saw with the harvest, they're still like harvesting potatoes for the first time. And of course, once this polytunnel is cleared in October, we can start moving our potato containers into here, where they will be unaffected by frost. Because the last thing you want is to have grown them all year, and then you get a big frost, and it destroys your potatoes that are in the containers. So if you didn't have a polytunnel, you could actually store them in a shed, anywhere just where they're not going to get frosted. And then in that way, as I said at the beginning of the video, you can have nice, fresh potatoes harvested for the majority of the year, which will help keep you out of the supermarkets and spending your money. If you like this video, then do give us a thumbs up and share it with as many people as you can. It really does help our channel. We've also recently discovered a different way of storing our potatoes that we'll talk to you about a bit later on this year. So do make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss that. You're kind of going to get around about 1 kilogram of harvest from one plant of new potatoes. And you're going to get about 2 kilograms from a main crop potato. With the Sapo Mira, if the conditions are right, you can actually get up to 3 kilograms from a tub. The average adult is going to eat around 1 kilogram of potatoes a week, about 200 grams on average per serving. There's 2 of us, so that's 2 kilograms. So 1 tub of new potatoes or second earlies should last easily a week for myself and Mrs. W, because we put 4 potatoes in there. So, on the basis of that, we need to grow around 60 containers of potatoes a year. We actually grow a little bit more than that. We have a few more containers than that. just to take up the slack, or if we have a bad yield in any particular given year. If you're new to gardening and you're looking to grow potatoes for the first time, you need to make a decision whether you're going to use containers, grow them in the open ground, and of course, you need to know how to grow those potatoes. So watch this video next.